Allow your imagination to be your guide initially. You see, when we were kids, when we were really young, we were spending a lot of time in a theta brainwave state, and we were so present, so focused on what we were doing that we were allowing energy to come forward, multidimensional energy, and we were having all these amazing experiences. But we were also open to be programmed in that theta brainwave state. It's kind of like a hypnotic state, and you're open to suggestion. So as we started to grow and get older, limiting beliefs set in. We started to be programmed. Our imagination isn't real. We need to start acting like an adult, those types of things. And what happened was that just literally just closed off that connection with our guides, with our higher self. And we kind of fell in frequency to the third dimensional reality where we basically just operated through our five senses. Well, as an adult, and as you're going through the awakening process, the ascension process, it's important to allow your imagination to come forward. A lot of times, the messages will be hidden. The doorway will be hidden. The key to the doorway will be hidden in the imagination. And when you sit back and you allow that to come forward, what happens is you start to get present. You release from those limiting beliefs on how the world is supposed to work, and magical things start to step forward. So it's very important as an adult that you get back to that childlike imagination and just allow that energy to flow. Allow whatever is ready to come forward and see where that leads. Now, it's important to focus on how you feel, what you feel in here when this energy starts moving. I've had so many experiences where a thought led me to a multidimensional bilocation experience where I'd find myself on a ET craft instantaneously because I had a thought that reminded me that I was multidimensional. And that was enough to open up the door to allow that energy to come forward. Now, of course, I had done a lot of work to kind of shed the limiting beliefs and things like that. I've always known there was this greater reality, that there were ETs and spirit guides and souls, and we could contact our deceased loved ones. I've always known that. But when it started to really happen for me, because I had always known that, I had that door open. So these experiences started to come forward. But you can do that as well by bringing forward or bringing back your imagination. When you start imagining these scenarios, these types of experiences, your ego will yield to it a little bit, and that energy will start to come forward, okay? Because you're giving space to something that is beyond the box that the mind lives in, okay? So that imagination is the doorway. Allow that to be and play with that. Follow wherever it may lead. If you're outside at night, looking at the stars, can you see a craft? Will a craft appear? We're all quantumly connected. When you start to have these thoughts, you connect up with these beings that are out there at a higher frequency, and you're then able to basically connect with them. Okay, it opens up that doorway. So you start to bring that energy forward, and things start to happen. You're going to notice things in your reality that are going to start to shift. You're going to start to have thoughts of greater expansive experiences. And that is that energy starting to open up, starting to bring that forward. You see, when our frequency rises as we move that energy through us, it gets reflected in our external situations, in our external reality. So you follow these things. Hey, I'm a Pleiadian. Okay, that's a thought. Sit with that. Imagine what that would be like. And that allows that energy to flow. And then experiences, maybe bilocation experiences, maybe contact experiences start to come forward because you've opened up the potential, the possibility for these new experiences to come. You're no longer being governed by the limiting beliefs that reality is all we see with our five senses. remember, we operated as a child that way, where everything was open and magical. We were very present. We had imaginary friends. Remember imaginary friends? Were they imaginary friends? They were imaginary from the adult's perspective, from the box of limiting beliefs. But from your perspective as a child, they were very real, because they were real, but they existed beyond this frequency, but yet you were able to connect with them. So when you could remember that and allow those experiences to come forward, allow that energy, allow the thoughts, start with the thoughts, allow the thoughts to come forward, that opens the door for the experiences to come forward. And that's when the cool stuff starts happening. When I first connected with my spirit guide, my main guide, it was through a guided meditation. I've told this story before, but the meditation allowed me to get into a theta brainwave state, and it allowed this energy to come forward, and it basically removed my limiting beliefs. And I communicated with him in the meditation. Didn't know at the time it was my guide until I was done with the guided meditation, and there he was, and I was communicating with him outside. So that opened the door to freeing myself from those limiting beliefs. Now, I always had a knowing that that was possible, but I had the assistance of getting into a brainwave state that would allow for that state of presence and that energy to come forward to help me. So that's something you could do as well. If you have trouble getting into those types of brainwave states where you could just open up and let that imagination flow, try a guided meditation, get out in nature, ground. Breath work helps as well to get you centered and present. But what we need to do is reconnect with the multidimensional energy that we are, and realize that that's what we're bringing here into this dimensional field. We're grounding that. And with that comes all of these amazing multidimensional experiences. When we operate from the box of our limiting beliefs, we close ourselves off to that. It's not that we're not capable of perceiving these types of experiences. We just don't allow ourselves to. We're the ones in control. We're not open to perceiving that. So the imagination, again, opens up that door, literally gives you the key to be able to step outside of those limiting beliefs, to sit with that imagination, to visualize, to fully feel what it would be like to connect with my Arcturian aspect, okay, for example, and sit with that. And that allows that energy to start moving through you. And that's when the magic starts to manifest. So return to that. Take some time throughout your day, even if it's while meditating, and let that imagination run wild. It's going to just flow through you, and all sorts of cool stuff is going to present itself. But know that it is not going to be limited by your mind. You're going to allow it to come through, and it's going to carry with it aspects of you that you have been shut off from or disconnected from for years and years and years. That's all going to start to come back online, and reality is going to start to really look very different and very magical. Give that a shot. Leave a comment below. Love to hear from you. Watch this video next. And if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel and click that like button on the video. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you.